tell you, man, these Dalek stories all start to run together after a while. Welcome to the Time Treadmill. I'm Ron, and these are my sweaty thoughts about Doctor Who. The Power of the Daleks marks the fifth Dalek story in under 4 years. To say that they're starting to get repetitive is an understatement. And it's not even the quality of the individual stories. I mean, Power of the Daleks is actually a pretty darn good story. It's just the frequency of them. I mean, I get that the original Dalek story, the Daleks, saved Doctor Who. Without that story, the show would have been canceled in its first few months. So, cool. Bringing him back in their next story, the Dalek Invasion of Earth, was fantastic. It's one of my all-time favorite Doctor Who stories. Really well done, well justified, great use of characters. And then they get brought back again in under a year in The Chase, which is just awful. And no human being should have to watch that entire series. But setting that aside, I will grant that the Daleks' master plan in the previous season is one of the greatest and most important stories in Doctor Who history. It's also the longest story in Doctor Who history. But that brings me to The Power of the Daleks, which I've been watching for the last 3 days. 3 days. And like I say, it's not a bad story. And part of what makes it work so well is that the Daleks are really almost the B plot in the story. Most of the story is about a power struggle within an Earth colony on the planet Vulcan and all the machinations between the different rebel forces and the governor and the security guy. And there's all of this infighting and intrigue and murder and investigation that is really pretty interesting. And the Daleks, for most of the story, are just a backdrop. They're a B plot. They're a hook to keep the Doctor engaged and keep him from just leaving right away. And okay, fine. And certainly by the climax of the story, when the Daleks' full power is unleashed. See what I did there? Daleks, power of the Daleks. Woo. Yeah, I mean, it's good stuff, and it's brutal. I mean, the Daleks managed to exterminate pretty much the entire population of at least the immediate base. There's a whole off-screen population that gets referred to multiple times, but never actually seen due to budgetary constraints. Like I say, the story is well enough as it is. It's just, this for me is the point where we have firmly gotten into the how can I miss you if you won't go away problem. And it's not going to get any better anytime soon. Overall, the most noteworthy things about this particular story is, first of all, it's the first Second Doctor story, and that's important in and of itself. Beyond that, this is the story that sets the title pattern for virtually every Dalek story going forward. After Power of the Daleks, virtually every Dalek story is fill in the blank of the Daleks. Which, on the one hand, is important in the history of the program. On the other hand, to me, it only elevates the notion that the Daleks are so completely tired and played out and overused that the story titles are so interchangeable you actually have to stop and ask yourself, now was that Revelation of the Daleks? Was it Resurrection of the Daleks? Was it Power of the Daleks? Maybe it was Ascension of the Daleks. You start making up titles that don't even exist because there are so many of them and they're so similar that they just all run together like beads of sweat down my leg into my shoe. So, I'm done with the Daleks, at least for today. Tomorrow, I move on to one of the great lost stories in Doctor Who history, and I'm really looking forward to it because coming on board tomorrow is the second greatest Doctor companion in the history of the show. Tomorrow, we finally get to meet Jamie McCrimmon. I'll see you then.